agreed for you to come on, Danny. We are loud live. We had agreed for you to come on beforehand. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's going to be 3-1 to Liverpool, 4-1 Liverpool, 4-0, could even be a 7." And I'm not going to lie, I was one of those people, Danny. I really was. But now watching this game on 5, watching it live, I'm here at Anfield, by the way, people. There's just people coming out. I was in the Legends Lounge. I've been treated very well. Danny, whilst you're watching at home, despite being a Liverpool legend, I just want to know, what were you looking at when you saw that game today? It wasn't exactly a classic, was it?
No, do you know what? I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed. I think Liverpool sitting top of the league, United having a bad week, Bournemouth, Munich. I think we all felt we were going to turn them over. But I never thought it was going to be easy. I mean, I've done a few interviews this week and people saying, "Oh, it's going to, like you said, it's going to be 3, it's going to be 4. I never for a second thought it'd be easy because this is a wounded animal. And United, without Bruno, they were always going to play 2 holding midfield players and back off and drop off. And I thought we needed an early goal to settle us down. We started the game all right. And then as the game wore on, I've not seen us play at home that badly creatively. We didn't make really good chances. We got in good positions, but the final ball, that little bit of confidence, that little bit of magic dust that we normally have at Anfield that gets us over the line. I mean, we've won every game, haven't we? So it's a little bit disappointing, but in the bigger picture, it's just one of those things they have to recover from. And the truth is, Joe, the Palace game and the Fulham game weren't great performances either. So Liverpool just need to reassess and restock and just kick on again because that wasn't the performance we were all expecting. But no panic, mate. No panic.
Danny, I know you pretty well now. You've got your own show on 5 on the Take On. For me, you're the best when it comes to analysis of match of the day. I don't think I've ever told you that when we've spoken. You know football. But you also know that it's not a great result either. Maybe not panic stations because we're still in December. But to be very honest, you would have expected Man United, you would have expected Liverpool to beat United today comfortably as well. But they surprised you. They did. I know they did.
Yeah. Do you know what? The problem for us this season has been, conceding lots of chances and more goals than we should. That's been the problem. Today, the problem, I didn't see it coming. I thought we'd have enough to score goals against them and make chances, get in front. So it was the first time, as I said, at Anfield, we haven't really made a whole lot of clear-cut chances. So I'm not as concerned at that because I know that will come. I do think we missed McAllister's guile in the middle of the park today. I thought Szoboszlai probably had his worst game in a Liverpool shirt because he's been terrific, as you know. So let's just see how they react. I mean, this United team, by the way, got to give them some credit. They're full of international players. I thought Varane was outstanding. I mean, it beggars the question, why has he not been playing more for Erik ten Hag and Man United? But although Liverpool were poor in the final third, I've got to give United some credit. They were bang at it today, defensively, I mean. And even then, off a couple of corners, set plays, Liverpool could have sneaked the win. But some of United's performances today were as good as they've had in a long time from those defensive players.
Yeah, so go on, carry on. So go on.
No, I was just going to say, the change in the middle of the pitch, playing 2 holding players with Kobe Mainoo next to Amrabat, it gave Amrabat someone near him instead of being isolated and being run through. And I think that Bruno being out made it easy for Erik ten Hag to go that way. So, yeah, it'll do United the world of good, but I still think they're in a whole world of trouble. I don't think that's going to fix Man U. I've never seen a Liverpool Man United game at Anfield where Man U have become the championship side and said, let's please hang on for a draw. I've never seen that before.
I think it's fair to say, I want to start with player analysis individually. Let's start off with Onana. Now, when he first started with the slow distribution, I thought, it's going to be a long day today. But I'll tell you what, I thought it was Man United's best player, me personally. He got him out of trouble. His distribution was at a good level. I knew he was going to have a decent game when I saw the little shimmy he gave to Nũnez. I thought, the confidence is up right now. And from then on, he just went from strength to strength, pinging balls. Do you think that frustrated the Liverpool attack a little bit?
Not really, mate. I think that because he's had such a low bar recently with his performance level, him just not making any mistakes looks like a good performance. There wasn't really one save he made where you say he shouldn't have made it. They were all comfortable saves. So although he did better than really badly. So I think you're probably doing him too much justice there and patting him on the back too much. I think the lads in front of him were terrific. It's good for Onana to get a clean sheet, do his confidence the world of good. But it was more Liverpool not being clinical and not being creative. The quality was lacking for Liverpool in the final third rather than this wonderful United performance.
You spoke a little bit about Kobe Mainoo earlier on. What is it about him that impresses you?
Everything. He's athletic. He's calm on the ball. He likes getting his foot in. He's emotional. You could see him give. I don't know if you saw him coming off in the game where he was geeing the fans up and all that. He's got everything you want in a midfielder. That mix of tenacity and I'll have a go, and that calmness on the ball. He's going to be a really big player for United in the future. I think he's only started 3 games away at Everton, away at Newcastle, away at Liverpool. I mean, for a young kid, the manager must be trusting him, and the other players trust in him to play him in those games. I think he did really well. And as I said, I thought the fullbacks, both terrific, both did well. And the 2 centre-halves, considering Johnny Evans is older than me, I thought he had a terrific game.
Yeah, pretty decent. Looking now at Liverpool, my issue, well, if I was a Liverpool fan, I was watching the game thinking, you guys are not finishing your dinner, man. I think Salah's a little bit more quiet than usual. Fair enough. He has those games, but he can produce some magic. But if the magic isn't produced, you need your other attacking players to contribute. Now, I feel like, again, Nũnez getting into the right positions, Gakpo, when he was on, getting into the right positions, just not finishing your dinner. Is that going to be an issue on this title run challenge? Because Arsenal, look, yes, we may talk about Eddie and Nketiah sometimes not firing as much as we want, but we've got players that chip in with goals. If Saka's not scoring, Kai Havertz has now stepped up. There's goals that come away from the main guys. Trossard can chip in. Where are your goals coming in if your players are not eating their chances?
Do you know what? You make good points about Arsenal. They keep cracking on, to be fair to them. And they do have goals in different areas of the pitch, so I'll take that. But as I said before, and I think if you look at Liverpool's games from the beginning of the season to now, it's not been scoring goals and making chances been a problem. It's been conceding too many chances and being a little bit lax at the back. How many times have Liverpool had to come from behind in games to win? More than anyone else, I think. They've scored more goals in the last 10 minutes of games to get over the line. So, although today looked like there was a lack of quality at times in the final third, that's not going to be what stops Liverpool winning the league. It's going to be giving chances up and conceding silly goals and making silly mistakes, because they've done that a lot. But at Anfield, Joel, as I said to you before, we've got to put this in perspective. That's the first game we haven't won. Our home form is quality, and that was our worst home performance, really. So we've got away with a 0-0. Didn't play well in the final third. You take a draw, you move on. Away from home, we've got up our game a little bit. Recent performances away from home have not been great. That's fair to say, coming from a Liverpool man. So I have to be honest, I'm less confident after the Fulham Palace and today's game than I was sat at 5 telling you that Liverpool are going to finish above Arsenal. Now I'm a bit more like that.
I understand. I'm going to take you through some player ratings right about now. I know it's a tough one for you at the moment, but I just want you to tell me out of 10 performances and why. We can take our time. We've got 5 minutes or so with you left. Just tell us your thoughts. Alisson.
Yeah, steady. Didn't have that much to do, did he? So 7. No problem there. Alisson's always. Yeah.
Trent.
I thought Trent did well. I actually thought he was one of our better players, especially that tackle when Garnacho was nearly through. Do you remember when they broke away on the left-hand side? So, and Trent was getting on the ball. I'll go 7 for Trent.
7's fair. Konate.
Yeah, didn't have that much. Did all right. In fact, I'm going to go back. I'll give Trent an 8. I'm going to go Konate 7, Van Dijk 7.
Trent an 8. Danny. after that, come on, man. I know he was the most lively player, but an 8 is a bit strong, man. Seriously.
Well, I'm just comparing him to the other back players. I thought the reason I've given Trent an extra mark is because he was the one for me who was looking to make things happen. He was the creative force. But yeah, you could argue a 7. He's definitely not less than a 7. Let's go 7.
All right, Kanate.
If we're going Trent 7, Kanate and Verge will be 6s. They weren't tested that much.
No.
Kept the ball moving nicely. Yeah, no problem.
Tomiskas.
I think he did okay. He's been struggling a little bit. Anthony gave him a few little problems. I'd give him a 6 because he did get forward a lot and he could put in a couple of decent balls. But we are keen. I say keen. We need Robbo back. We miss Robbo.
Szoboszlai.
5. That's tried hard, ran in behind, but gave the ball away more than I've ever seen him give the ball away. I don't know whether the occasion got the better of him a little bit. I don't know whether he was a bit nervous or he was just having a bad day. But yeah, 5 Szoboszlai. It's the worst game I've seen him have at Anfield.
Endo.
I thought he did well without the ball. 6. I thought he did well without the ball. But with the ball, a little bit pragmatic, a little bit predictable. I think that's where we missed McAllister, you know, with the cuter balls, trying to play through the lines or a couple over the top, risking the ball a little bit more. I mean, I like Endo. He's safe. He's a safe pair of hands, but he doesn't give you enough going the other way.
Gravenberch.
Yeah, I thought he did well. I'm going to give
him lively second half, didn't he?
Yeah,
second half.
7. I thought him and Trent were really trying to take the game United. Disappointed he got injured because I don't know what you thought watching the game, but I didn't think he was going to be the ones brought off when you look at the other performances in midfield. I think he only come off because of the injury. Of the front players, I thought really, I mean, Salah, again, probably at Anfield, his worst performance. I'll go 5.
Mo potentially leaving at the end of the season, Saudi Arabia, Salah.
I think he'll leave if they win the title. Thing is, if he was going to go, why would he stay if he didn't think that this next year or 2 was going to be successful?
Mate, if they're slapping 150 million on the table right about now, yeah,
True.
It's time to go. Because don't forget, if he leaves, right, he becomes the face of it. Like at the current moment, you got Cristiano Ronaldo who's flying the flag, but guarantee you, if there's a player that will become a face of Saudi football, or at least alongside Cristiano, it's Mo Salah.
Well, maybe, but let's just enjoy him while we've got him and try and win it this year. I mean, he was off it today a little bit. He tried. I actually thought Klopp made a little error when he changed it and put him up front. I think he got less involved when he went up top as a 2. I don't know what you think about it. I thought on the right he was more dangerous. So I'm going to give Mo a 5. I thought Diaz was the best out of the front 3. I thought give him a 6. I thought he tried. He got himself in some really good positions, and the last bit wasn't quite working for him because normally his end product's really good. And with Darwin, I was disappointed in Darwin today. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a real handful, but a little bit of game intelligence today. Found himself offside, playing against Varane, Johnny Evans, 2 wise guys. Know when to step up, know when to drop off. He just needed to be a bit more cute. So I'd go 5 for Darwin. I thought he struggled a bit today. I was surprised he didn't bring him off a little bit early.
Was that a 5, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, really quickly before you go, Man United ratings. Wait, actually, let's do the subs really, really quickly. Gakpo, Elliott, and Curtis Jones.
I think straight 6s down the line. I don't think any of them had chance to really.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They all had to go when they come on. I mean, Gakpo did. I'll go 5 actually for Gakpo because he's better than that. He had a couple of great positions when he tried to shoot from silly angles and 35 yards. 5 for Gakpo and 6 for the other 2.
That's fair. United, Onana in goal.
Steady. Yeah, did what he had to do, made the saves. Give him a 7.
That's wrong. If you're giving Alisson a 7, right, and Onana was, well, in my opinion anyway, was United's best player, they weren't on the same level. His distribution was way better. He made stops.
Joe, when you watch the game back, count how many times Onana kicks the ball out of play.
How many times he put the ball out of play?
Yeah.
Okay. No, there's a few, but at the same time, he made some really good passes. And there's no secret, I'm a big critic of Onana. And today, I thought, you know what? He saved United a couple of times as well. I'm not saying that your chances were you weren't great in front of goal, but he did everything he needed to do.
He did, but nothing more. That's a 7. Same as Alisson. He had one save, Alisson, 1-on-1 with Højlund, and he made it.
I disagree with you, but okay. Luke Shaw
did well. Did really well, Luke Shaw.
I'm going
to give him an 8.
Yeah.
I think when he's on the game, his quality. Varane's an 8 as well. Maybe even a 9. I'm gonna go Varane man of the match.
Okay. Evans.
Yeah, 8, steady. Really didn't expect that performance from him.
Same there. I see him controlling the defense. I was saying to Rio earlier on, I said, I was surprised, I see him dictating, and who would have thought Evans coming back and really being so clinical, so important for them. Dallo.
7. Yeah, he did all right. I thought he made a couple of little errors here and there, but what I liked about him, he was game. He kept going. He did all right. I thought the whole back four did all right.
What was that red card about then?
I thought it was all one big whinge, and he gave him a yellow while he was whinging, and then he carried on whinging, and then he gave him a second. He should have just shut up, but it didn't matter, thankfully, for the game, because it was so late, wasn't it?
That was way too harsh. Amrabat.
He struggled a bit. I thought he struggled. It was a good job he had Kobe Manu next to him. I'm going to give him a 5. I thought he was shown. He was game, but his lack of athleticism was there for all to see, mate.
Kobe Manu.
7. Yeah, he put himself about. Tried to get on the ball. For a young lad, terrific.
Garnacho.
I think the United front three, none of them are getting above a 5, really. They didn't do enough, Joel. They didn't do enough. They didn't take responsibility. Yeah,
he wasn't effective today. I wasn't impressed at all. And I thought he could potentially exploit Trent's defensive, frailties, but he didn't. Trent outmuscled him, and I thought, no problem. And when Gomez came on as well, still the same thing, no issue.
I even saw McTominay, who I'm a big fan of him, because I've backed him many, many times. I think he's done really well, and it'd be a proud day for him being captain. I thought he wasn't really at it either today, McTominay. So the front four for United let them down a little bit. I don't mean in terms of their work ethic. I mean in terms of their quality. So all the United front four would get 5 at best.
Really, like Anthony. So Anthony, Højlund, he doesn't receive enough service, in my opinion.
No, he doesn't. I feel for him. As I said to you at the top, Man U having that little attacking prowess and that little ambition is just not a United I'm used to ever seeing.
No, I hear you. Quickly, the substitutions: Rashford, Pellistri, and Mebry.
Well, all I can say is I didn't really see any of them. They didn't do anything. They didn't really contribute, did they? You know what I mean? It's hard when you come on as a sub and you're on the back foot in a game like that. They were just seeing out the game, so throw a few 4s and 5s about. It don't really matter, does it?
Yeah. Well, listen, Danny, I want to say thank you very much for coming on and giving us the time. You can catch Danny Murphy on the Take On with Flex and Anton on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Honestly, look, he does have good comment. I don't agree with everything you said today. Normally, I'm pro Danny.
You will watch it back.
I'm gonna watch it back. I got my mate Stephen who's driving. He's also a big Liverpool fan, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch the game back, and I'm also gonna watch Match of the Day, and we can talk about it on Wednesday. But overall,
this your Gary Neville, who's Man U mad, he was on the comms, and even he was criticising Onana's kicking.
What did he say?
Gary Neville was criticising Onana's kicking and poor distribution.
Really? Well, I'll take a look. But I mean, I was there, but we'll take it. We'll take a look and see what we think afterwards. Also, yeah. Anything else you want to plug, Danny? Because you're just you're such a nice guy. You come on, you do everything you have to do. Anything else you want to promote?
No, I don't want to promote nothing. I want to wish all the best to Lockyer, the Luton captain, of course, who had that horrendous.
Yes. Yeah.
Today, and I think that I was working and obviously saw it happening when we were watching the games. And I think credit to everyone involved in the game. I think the way the fans dealt with it, the way the players dealt with it, it was just put things in perspective. You know, like watching the game today, it was kind of I was still thinking about watching that, and it was. I just want to send him all the best. So I think we all do at 5 as well, don't we? You know, I wish him
100%. Danny, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for having the guys look after me at Anfield as well. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you on Wednesday.
Take care, man.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.